There are many mothers, and that's part of the reason we got together this morning. There are many mothers this morning who cannot be happy about hearing Mother's Day because of their own domestic situation. And that's why I ask you in so we could look at a conversation with the men to understand why they must be in support of mothers taking this test. Because at the end of the day, the biology of mankind is that the mother is going to carry this child for 9 months. There's an affinity that you can never break. There's a bond there. And that is a time where fathers have to be particularly understanding about the mood changes of mothers. And I wonder if enough education is given to young men, which means you have to go to the school side of it, to deal with these changes that will bring on some behavior sometimes that is totally antithetical to the person you got to know in the first place. I mean, totally against this person you knew.
Yeah, and that's it. I think even though there's a good bit of it that we may be able to teach, or sometimes there are a lot of things you could teach people to expect. This may happen, that may happen. Sometimes they never do as well. So the approach I think men need to take generally, I mean even women could take it, but men need to take generally, is that open mind and that willingness. And that, I mean, this is an experience. Many people will tell you, they say, they don't really tell you, they could tell you how to parent. Because particularly the child growing as well. So you kind of learning going along. And sometimes you learn one structure and you get a next child. And you have to do something entirely different with that child because it's an entirely different person. So it's about being open-minded. And I mean, it must be motivated through love more than anything else. And once you really love, I mean, the person, not only the child, but the child's mother, once you really love her, I mean, with love, it has a lot of, you had to take, you had to bear on both sides. Once the father has to bear, the mother has to bear and sacrifice at times. And I think this is it. And I mean, many men will tell you that. We know the experience. There have been men who've been, when they're women and have stayed at their side when they've been pregnant. And they want to send you to go and get rituals. And they want to send you. And sometimes, it's not, to yourself, do they really need this? But sometimes they just seeing you do it. Show that, hey, boy, he carrying part of this train with me. The child in his belly, but he have both of our backs. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes it's about you going the extra mile at that point in time. Because you're going to, I mean, emotions and a lot of things will be going through her mind and child coming, your hormones raging. So I would not imagine, we are men and we haven't experienced that experience. So I think there's a time that we need to be tolerate a lot.
To make this much more enjoyable for many more mothers, we have to go back to that point you made a moment ago. Right. The concept we have of what is a man. We're going to spend a whole lot more time on this later on, but I want this conversation here on this day, in the short time we have, to deal with conflict resolution, with first of all understanding what it's like to be a man. We have to start redefining what it is to be a man in the culture that we've grown up into. Isn't that one of the first places we must start here?
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I said. We could teach so much, but only when you're landed into that situation with that person. I mean, generally, I mean, it's about being an open mind and not saying, well, all right, I'm a man, so this is how it has to be, or I'm a man and this is how it's going to be, and I'm a man and man don't do this, and men don't do here, and men don't feed bottle, and men don't help you, and men don't, you understand, men don't stand, and men don't come and rub the belly in the night, and men don't come and pray over the child of the night, and I mean, holy wife and hug her and nurture her because I'm a man. So I mean, it's we had to walk away from those things, and I think generally, I mean, many of us, particularly who've had single mothers, should have a very good example of the way that they carry about themselves as well, the way that a woman nurtures, the way that a woman, I mean, not all the time, but I mean, it's a learning experience, and it's something that you need to be open-minded to, you need to be very tolerable about, because as much as we may put a definition as into what or how we should change and where we should change, only when landed in that particular scenario with that particular person, you need to be adjustable. That is what I think. You need to be adjustable, and you need to consider the other person's feelings, consider what the other person is going through, care and support. Because I mean, I would only imagine carrying around a 8-pound baby with all the extra. That ain't no nice experience. You understand? When I could run and you can run. You understand? So I mean, it's a time that, and that's where the love comes in, to show that, hey, you carrying 9, I carrying, if you're 108, I carrying 189. You understand? Or I carrying the 2 of you all weight. Yeah. And I think sometimes women just seeing that support as well, I mean, that in itself is a de-stressor. Just knowing that you have somebody.
That's
there.
right.
You have somebody, and they're not caught in a room wondering, is he going to be around, or is he going to be there, or what's going to happen, or how am I going to do this by myself, or how. And it's a way that we both, as men and women, need to understand that we need each other.
That's why we bring the conversation in on this here Mother's Day, because to have someone impregnated, the next thing you do is you disappear for the 9 months and you show up at the end of the carry period. You're there and now you're very happy and now you're bouncing the baby all over the place. Well, you neglected a very important 9 months.
Right, exactly.
Because that is bonding, that is building a foundation, that is understanding the variables in the individual and strengthening that union.
I mean, once you allow that opportunity, oh my God, take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's a like changing experience too, you know. It's this build up. I remember before I had any children, I would stop and think, I said, but I wonder if I'd ever lay down my life and protect a child and I go there and a next child could born, boy. I used to say that before. And I mean, that experience, I mean, when you go and you see this little thing moving in the ultrasound and you can heartbeat and that build up and that, I mean, he's be excited, you know. He's be excited about it. There's something, gosh, his baby ain't come here, boy. Wait, he ain't come here. He done fix the room. He done change this. He done have that. We're taking so long. And every day, I sleep on the hospital floor. On the floor in the hospital until my sons and them come out. And I couldn't even go home. I wouldn't sleep. So, I mean, it was, and sometimes, yes, it's a bad experience. Because with my first son, with his mother, it was a situation with, religious backgrounds and they didn't want us to be together.
Okay.
So they were kind of against it. So I was there against their will. So sometimes when you might think, well, boy, I want to be there, but they don't want me to be here.
It's not about them.
That's my child.
It's not about them. That's right.
I sleep on the ground. You understand? Until he born. And I slept on the ground. We weren't at good places on that day. But at the end of the day, I was the first person that see him.
I hear you.
You understand what I'm saying? I sleep on the ground. The security didn't even put me out. She said this man's sleeping here since last night.
They understood.
You understand what I'm showing you?
Yes.
So, I mean, yes, sometimes we can use the excuse and say, well, boy, I always wanted to be there, you know, but the fight, man, this. I mean, I went through that with that experience, and I had to go, if I had to go somewhere to meet her, somewhere to see her, and I did whatever I had to do. And you could do the same too. You understand?
Gotcha.
Fight as much as you can to be there, because, I mean, even though you have loggerheads between each other, she really wants you there.
The co-founder of Single Fathers Association is Rhondall Fields. He's going to be with us in 2 weeks from now, where we're going to get into the thorny issue of the courts, where the courts stand after the love is gone. That's another conversation for then. Just letting you know, in 2 weeks' time, we're going to sit down here for an hour. We're going to start and we're going to have a conversation in the area of single fathers. But it's very important that you, who happen to be out with your kid this morning, took the time to come here to make clear that single fathers understand that Mother's Day is a celebration, not just in platitudes, not just in words, but there is an investment we must make, a real investment to make Mother's Day a reality for a lot of mothers. I really appreciate you taking the time to do that.
Thanks. And I mean, before I leave, I mean, I must, as I say, I wish my son's mom a happy Mother's Day. I wish even stepmoms in Trinidad and Tobago a happy Mother's Day. I mean, encourage it. And I support it entirely, because a lot of you stand up as well. A lot of you moms, we really appreciate you from the Single Fathers Association. I mean, let's do good things.
And there are a lot of male moms. Yeah, there are a lot of fathers who do in that role, as you said. It's not about, it's about people understanding this is a role, and if there is a void, fill the void.
Fill the void.
All right. 2 weeks from now, you're coming back with us. We're going to talk about the courts. We're going to talk about what happens when the love is gone. We're going to spend a lot of time doing that. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us this morning.